Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be returning to the Lacy Lowdown and be talking about one of my favorite prints, Honey Cake. So if you've been on this channel, you probably know the Lacy Lowdown is where I talk about particular dresses in my closet, in my wardrobe. I've talked about Happy Garland, I've talked about Mocha and the Fawn, and then I've talked about the Innocent World Peter Rabbit dresses. Dresses I'm kind of like known for, and I believe I've definitely talked / worn Honey Cake many times on this channel. However, this one is special because I'm wearing, for the first time on the channel at least, the original, that's right, the original yellow Honey Cake. So let's dive right in. Let's talk about Honey Cake. I've always been a fan. I know a lot of haters. Listen, you're wrong. I don't know why this dress has a lot of haters out there. Like, I think the most recent swap meet, someone was talking to me. We were talking about like prints, and for some reason they were talking about how much they hate Honey Cake, not knowing they're next to a Honey Cake fanatic. Like, I've always loved this print. I've told the story before, but for the sake of Lacy Lowdown, I saw this print in person the first time I went to AP, and I was like, ooh. But I knew, like, obviously back in 2012, I was like, it's either 2011 or 2012. Back in those days, I was a broke high schooler. Like, I would not have been able to afford, maybe I would, like, even with my Chinese New Year money, I would have been able to afford one item. Like, I would not have been able to get, like, as many items as there were. And, like, I think it wasn't like release day. I think it was like, or it could have been release day. I don't know, because yeah, I heard the release day. I've heard it was a flop. Nobody wanted Honey Cake, which is absurd when you consider the prices I still see Honey Cake for. Like, it's absurd how much of a flop it was when it came out. But I really liked it. But unfortunately, I didn't have enough money to buy, like, everything. Because, like, I would have wanted to buy everything. Like, the bag, it's so iconic. And the Honey Cake came out back in the day where AP used to give us everything. Like, Honey Cake had a t-shirt. Honey Cake had its own blouse. Honey Cake had OP, 2 styles of JSK. I only have the, oh god, I think the other one's called like the switching style JSK, and this one's like the normal size I don't know why they call it that, but the one that looks like has a little bib on it is the one I don't have. And not because it's ugly, I just think, I've been thinking about, actually, if I get the ivory, I might want that style, but of course, you know, cotton Honey Cake, hard to come by. But yeah, it was crazy how much I think Honey Cake also, I think, had a skirt. What the main accessory that didn't get a re-release is the Honey Cake bracelet. The Honey Cake, that's right, Honey Cake bracelet. I've seen this in person. My friend Christine has it. I'm so jealous. Because, like, they re-released the necklace, which is this bad boy, the ring, this bad boy. Like, they re-released these, I think, not too long after they re-released the, you know, the print, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, so, like, the bracelet, like, there's so many things that they didn't do in the 2020 re-release, which I guess, coming up on that, I did have the 2020 re-release. However, I've since sold it because the Honey Cake cotton, I'll be real. Like, when I got the pink cotton, I didn't know, but at first let's talk about the 2020 re-release. 2020 re-release, I remember, it was pre-orders. They announced it in 2019. I was on my study abroad in London. I remember being in my room and they announced the honey cake re-release. And I was like, oh my god. And I jumped on it immediately. I was like, get me back to the USA so I can order this dress. And so I did the 2020 re-release. However, within like a couple weeks, people were talking about how it was going to be re-released in polyester, which AP for some reason, like, they only chose honey cake for that. Huh? What? Like, no, they've done re-release of Cat's Tea Party, cotton. They've done re-release of Sugar Carnival, cotton. For some reason, freshly picked strawberries. Like, every release, this is the only release they've decided to do in polyester instead of cotton. And I'm just like, what? Why? Why? But regardless, at the time, I was still just happy to get my hands on the print without it costing an arm and a leg. I was like, I don't mind it. Okay, we'll survive. And I believe they released it, or it was shipped in 2020. I think like January 2020. And I wore it immediately. That arrived like a couple days before I left for San Francisco. And I'm pretty sure that I got these I think in the store actually. Like they didn't put the accessories in the MTO. You got them like only I think in store or online a little bit after when they put up the kind of general release items. Because, they do the MTO and then they have a couple extras sent over. So everybody who didn't get the MTO has still a chance to get the items. But yeah, so I was really happy with that one for the longest time until I think, oh god, I can't remember the year was. It was another swap meet. Somebody was selling honey cake in pink. And I was like, ooh. I stared at it. I've told this story before, but I've stared at it for like literally. I kept going back to stare at it. The seller knew. She just knew I was gonna be the one. She's just like, I got an offer you can't refuse, and I didn't refuse that offer. Let's bring it over actually real quick, and so we can see it. It's beautiful. Yeah, it is. Boom, the pink version, which actually at the time, because when they did the re-release, they only did two colors. They only did the ivory and the yellow. So obviously I didn't know they were gonna do more re-releases, but I don't know, the pink on the re-release always looks funny. I'm just like, ooh. Yes, pink honey cake. She's beautiful. Love her. And yeah, so I did pay a ridiculous amount for this. I can't remember. I would tell you the original number if I forgot that. I think I blacked out the original number. But to be fair, the seller did give me a deal. She knew I was gonna stare at it for the whole meet, so she was just kind of trying to get rid of a lot of her wardrobe. So she's just like, yeah. You're gonna be that crazy person. And I was that crazy person. And then later I got this one at another swap meet, which we'll go on the chair. Oh yeah, I think I also got the socks in the oh god. I got the socks I think when I got the ring and either that or I ordered them like online, like teensy bit after the release. They also didn't do the socks in the MTO. They really only focused on like the dress and the head accessories, the head bow, which I actually don't have the head bow for any of my honey cakes. I've always just kind of done different accessories for them, but yeah, so this is the socks. Actually, And the socks I really love. They're my favorite AP socks. I don't mean to splash you, but this little guy on the ankle has like a little real ribbon on him. And oh my god. Oh my god. I love that. And that is actually a detail that I will be using in an upcoming video. Not about honey cake, but little real bows on like knitted stuff. Yeah, you're gonna see that. But you gotta wait. You're gonna have to wait for that one. But yeah, I've always loved that detail about the honey cake socks. I don't know if they've done it on a couple different socks, but 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It's just a cute little detail. I love it. I love it. And yeah, hello? That was all my accessories falling to the ground. Sorry about that. Back to a honey cake. Let's talk about actually accessories that, yeah, so cord rundown real quick and we'll talk about accessories. So I don't actually have the headpieces. Even if I were to get a head bow, I would have to make sure it's the cotton head bow, which I don't ever see around because the pinks and the yellows on the polyester version are different. Like you'll notice this one is a lot lighter than the polyester version, and you'll notice that like that was the thing I had about the pinks, because even though I hadn't seen the pink polyester in person, I could tell just by the online photos that the pinks were like a little bit off. So I don't actually have them by the actual head accessories, but let's talk about the accessories I can use and the ones that I have on right now. So currently I was trying to do something a little bit different than what I usually do. So I have this little bonnet that I think, it's from a Taobao brand. It's from like a Little Twin Stars collab. I kind of like it. It's kind of go because it's got the blues and the yellows. I was trying to really more do blues and yellows today instead, because I always take the easy way out and do like the deep red, and we'll go through a couple of my deep red accessories. But yes, and I also have these little bows from Baby that they have a little usakumya and kumya on them. I'm a Saks girly, so I use this for everything. This blouse I got from AP, which I actually got this on sale. I forget the year exactly, but I love it because it's got this like sparkly blue ribbon, which is really fun. I use this for a lot of my Peter Rabbit cords, which I love, and I love blues with the honey cakes. I've always tried to kind of like get that out. We've talked about, I got the ring and the necklace, and I got the socks too. So, and then I have this little bear brooch. It's my little guy. I got him from a craft fair actually several years ago, and then recently I feel like I saw him in like the weirdest obscure place. It's like an old like Lifetime movie, like huh? What are you doing there, my guy? I got this from a craft fair. So I'm just like, huh? I'm just confused. But he's something I like to wear with honey cake. Another thing that I don't have to show off, unfortunately, is my bear beret, which I feel like it's from AP. I feel like every time I look for it, it's gone. It's nowhere to be seen. Every time I need to film something, I'm like, oh, I want to wear this with honey cake today. It's like, nah. And then every time I don't need it, it shows up. I'm like, where you been? When the world needed it most, it vanished. But I do have a regular red AP beret. I brought all my red accessories out. So this heart beret from AP is red. I really like maxing the deep reds, you know. And then, of course, I have these little heart wrist cuffs, also from AP. Yeah, they got the little kind of polka dots. Of course, boom. And they're red. And then a couple of these I also kind of like. They're combs from AP, except unlike my, I don't have my blue combs. I do have a blue pair. Oh, wait, no, they're right here. Yeah. These blue combs are these red combs. These are fun. And then I also, if I don't feel like wearing this one, I'll sometimes, if I'm like going with the reds, I'll go with this cherry one because there is cherries in the print. So sometimes I'll go with the cherry. I also did like a kind of like a mix of cherry stamp and honey cake. I took a couple photos because I feel like all the colors kind of blend and the themes blend together on both those prints. So I was like, ooh, these two prints. And then lastly, I have this headdress. It's like a maid kind of diner headdress, also from AP. I don't know if it actually goes with, like, if it's in the same series as the wrist cuffs. I forgot what series this was. I think it's for like one of those strawberry prints. I can't really remember, but yes, those are all my accessories. And of course, we got the bag. We got the bag back, which is starting to chip like a teensy bit, which I don't know how, because it's like, I feel like I barely, this thing barely sees the light of day. It stays in like a box in my closet, so it's not being exposed to anything. So I'm like, I don't know why you're struggling. Still in pretty good condition for now. I think I've lost one of the studs on it, like one of the hearts on like there is missing. But yes, I feel like I've said all I need to say about honey cake. 10 out of 10 if you could get your hands on it. I do prefer it in cotton, but I'm not a hater to the polyester version per se. I know I have a video on it, and I've just, I don't know, I'm not that much, like, my honey cake was fine, and I was planning to actually keep it around, but I was like, I should probably sell it. I was planning to keep it around because this one isn't in like the best condition, and I was like, if anything happens to this one where it's just unwearable, I could at least still have this print in a backup. That's the colorway I prefer, because I think this is my favorite colorway of it, the yellow one. But I'm like, yes. So no hate to the oh my god, to the polyester. I would, and am I gonna get any more honey cakes? I feel like I would definitely consider getting the ivory. And then I guess I have been kind of coming around to the mint. I like all the colorways. I do wish there was like, I wish it had a red colorway or a dark brown colorway. Kind of like there's those dark browns on the ivory. I kind of wish they had like a flip-flop version of that. Maybe that would be fun. I have actually seen, I think that there's an account that like kind of modifies prints, and I feel like they've done a honey cake in blue before. I would love me in a Saks blue, please. I love honey cake, and I would love it in a Saks blue. But yes, my rant about honey cake over. Thank you all for watching this episode of the Lacy Lowdown. I do hope to come back soon with more content. I'm working on 2018, obviously. I might do another Lacy Lowdown. Sheep's Garden. Sheep's Garden. I was just gonna be talking about all my like 2011 dresses that I'm in love with. But yes, I'm hoping to be a little bit more back. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye now.